So this is one of my Makita angle grinders. This has a 7.5 amp motor, and the model number of this unit is 9557 and is Nancy, B as in Bravo. And I've had this unit for about 8 years now, and it's done a fantastic job over the years. However, I was using it maybe 2 weeks ago to strip paint off my front side porch, and I believe I burned something out internally in this unit. Let me turn it on, and you can hear the sound that it's making. Well, you can see some dust blown out. I think that was from the side porch, but obviously something's wrong. And I've done a little bit of research, and I believe that the part that has failed is the armature. So I decided to purchase a replacement armature, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to replace the armature, and hopefully this corrects our issue. So first thing I'm going to do is unplug the angle grinder. Let's start taking this thing apart. So first thing it looks like we need to do is remove 4 Phillips head fasteners at the top of the casing. With those screws removed, let's go ahead and remove the head. Now on the back side of the tool, I think it would be best if we remove this back cover just to kind of give us a better visual and see what's going on here. So right beneath the area where the electrical cord enters the tool, you're going to find that there's a small black Phillips head screw that needs to be removed. We should be able to slide this case off. So where the aluminum casing meets the plastic green body of the tool, it looks like there's a little spot to insert a flathead screwdriver. So let's try and pry this open. So we got it started a little bit. Now I'm feeling some resistance. Let me think this out here. So I think there's a chance that what's holding us up right now are the brushes. And now there are 2 brushes, one on either side of the machine. So this is one of those brushes right here. So what keeps pressure on that brush is this little spring. So let's lift up on that spring, put it off to the side like so. Now let's take one of these brushes and let's see if we can pull this out at least a little bit. So that's out now. Now that should no longer be putting pressure on the armature. Let's do the same thing on the other side. See that little spring clip? Let's pop that off to the side. Pull that brush out some of the way, like so. Now let's try to remove this again. That did it. Beautiful. So now let's pull this armature assembly out of the tool the rest of the way here. So the new part is on the bottom and the old part's on the top, and I was hoping to see something obvious, like something burnt out, some browning, just something that clearly indicates that this old part has gone bad, but I'm really not seeing anything too far off. Like obviously the copper on the old part is a little bit blackened, but that's obviously from the brushes riding on this part of the armature. The only thing that I could find, listen to this bearing. I know you can't really hear that, but it sounds and it feels like this bearing is definitely going out. I'm not 100% sure that's what it is. It's possible. I don't know. I think we'll just continue on with replacing the armature and we'll see if this fixes our problem. So on the new part, there's a new small bearing. However, the front bearing right in front of the fan looks like we're going to have to reuse that bearing. Now that bearing is seated in this part of the aluminum case, and there's also a nut, so it looks like we have to figure out how to remove this nut. Then we should be able to remove this gear, and then hopefully we'll be able to press this old armature out of this bearing and the housing here. So let me try and figure out how to remove this nut without damaging the armature. So obviously I gotta find a spot to grip onto this. I was looking, I don't see any through holes or anything in which I could insert a rod through to kind of prevent this from spinning, because we had to lock this in place in order for me to remove this nut. So I'm thinking probably the safest spot for me to grab is actually on the cooling fan. Now this is the old one and I don't really care about it. So I guess we'll try holding the cooling fan Let's see if we can crack this nut loose. By the way, this nut is a 10mm nut. Okay, so that's not working. Even though I'm holding the cooling fan in place, the connection from the cooling fan to the center shaft is spinning on itself, so it's looking like I'm gonna have to grip onto this metal part right here, which I'm really trying not to. You know, at this point I don't think I have much of a choice, so let's just kind of wrap this in a cloth. These channel locks hold that in place. I mean, this part is steel, it feels pretty beefy. You know, you definitely don't want to go yanking on anything copper. Alright, got it cracked. So now let's try and disassemble this the rest of the way here. So I'm going to remove this nut, see if this gear comes out on its own, which it does. And I'm looking for a key. This does not appear to be keyed. And will this just pop right out? Does not appear so. Try and just tap it down on the table. Okay, that came out. Testing out the old bearing here. It still sounds okay. Alright, here's the new part. Let's try reassembling this. So the first thing we need to do is reinstall this plate. And the way this goes on, you see how the bearing's pressed into the plate this way? Well, this is going to face out. See, there's kind of like a seat right here, so this is going to go inward. Actually just pop that bearing out. So I have the armature just resting on the bench here, and I have a 11/32 socket. I'm gently going to tap this down on the inner race, and we're going to try and press this into the new armature. Make sure you're in focus. And that didn't take much at all. Just very light taps. And we should be able to reinstall this gear and the nut, and then we just have to figure out how to prevent this from spinning while we torque down this nut. Well, unfortunately, I think the only way to do this is the way that we've been doing it, where you just take this steel part, wrap it up in a cloth, grab a hold of it with some channel locks. We're just going to tighten up this nut. All right, looking good. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting the armature back into the tool, and I drew this diagram to kind of show you the issue I'm running into. So envision this is the bearing on the armature. So as you insert that into the tool, well, they designed this so that they want to ensure that no dust reaches this back bearing, and they achieve that by adding, there's kind of like a seal here, right? And this is part of the seal right here, this black plastic. So this black plastic should insert into the seal right here, and then the bearing is housed into the angle grinder housing right here. The issue I'm having is that I'm not able to get this bearing past this seal. So what I think we're going to have to do is we're going to have to disassemble the brush holding brackets a little bit further in order to get down into this tool. In fact, we're going to have to probably sneak a pick. I'll use a straight pick, come down in here, and while trying to insert the armature, I'm going to lift up on the edges of the dust seal at all four corners, and hopefully we should be able to get this puppy in here. But I just wanted to give you that diagram to show you what's going on. So let's disassemble these brush holders a bit further here. Two screws, and we'll see if this will pop out. Here's one. Do the same thing on the other side. There, you can see that seal a little bit inside the tool there, so let's go ahead and insert the new armature, and again I'll take that pick and try and peel back the edges of that seal to let that bearing seat inside the tool where it needs to be. Alright, it took me several tries, but I believe I got it. And the way I was able to insert this new armature bearing into the housing was with this right-handed pick. So I snuck this in the hole right here, and I was able to use this pick and kind of peel back the seal a little bit, push the bearing in, work the pick up and down, and same thing on the other side. So I think we're good. It's spinning freely as it should, so let's go ahead, let's reinstall these brush holders, and then we will reassemble the tool and plug it back in to see if this worked. Okay. So now that these brush holders are back in place, we can go ahead and push either brush down into the slot and then take this spring and reapply it back over the brush. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Like so. We can reinstall the rear black cover. And finally, we should be able to reinstall the head. So the switch is on the left side. So you see this warning label? So the switch is on the left side. So this head is basically gonna go on like so. So it's gonna point down the opposite direction of the warning label here. So let's make sure this jives, which it does. Feels like the gears are engaging. And it's these 4 non-machined Phillips head screws. Now let's go ahead and plug this back in. Make sure it spins freely. I think it sounds normal. A little bit of back and forth rock, a little bit of backlash. Which my other one has that backlash too. Anyway, note the blast shield. Here in protection, I'm a little bit nervous, but not too much so. Moment of truth. Let's compare that to the noise of my other angle grinder. Same model, purchased at the same time. Only this one does have the guard on it, which I do need to put the guard back on the other one. I call that a good fix. I'd say we're good to go. That wasn't too bad. Took a little bit of figuring. You know, it's almost like these companies design these to the point where, yes, you can buy the replacement parts, but it's another thing to put them back on. But my advice to you, just follow my advice. That seal is going to be the hardest thing to deal with. Right hand pick is key or something of that nature. But was able to repair my angle grinder for about $20 versus buying a new one, so I'm happy there. Anyway, that's fixed. Let's go repair something else.